All right, hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about Dr. Wallach's digestion protocol. Now, I actually do have my own digestion protocol video here on the Wallach's Warriors YouTube, and it's just a little bit different, but lately we've been using Dr. Wallach's pack a lot, so I want to tell you about it. And I'll go through the main points in my digestion protocol as well, which most of them come from Dr. Wallach, except for one. Now, in the year since I've made this digestion protocol video, and since we've really put our focus on starting people with digestion, we have gotten tremendous results with this program. Phenomenal results. I much prefer starting with the digestion protocol whenever possible than just doing the regular 90 essential nutrients. Dr. Wallach's digestion protocol does include the 90 essential nutrients. These three products here, the Blue Cap OsteoFX is the bone and joint support. The Tangy Tangerine is mostly about the vitamins, but that's a big understatement. There's lots in here, but it does cover the vitamins. And the essential fatty acids, that's the 90, these three products. And then there's two extra digestion products. One of them is probiotics, and the other one is enzymes. My protocol has been mostly focused on those enzymes and probiotics. But the metabolism itself requires these nutrients. It requires the 90 essential nutrients, and having these two extra products in there for the first month, that's what this is intended for, the first month, really cranks up the results. Gets people off to a fantastic start. And since we're still focusing on digestion, I'm not actually so worried about getting the exact body weight doses of these 390 essential nutrient products, because Dr. Wallach will often be doing this per 100 pounds. And I know that can get quite pricey. It's about $200 here. But if almost anyone starts with this, I'm really happy because you're getting started on the 90 essential nutrients. We can always change these products on the second month if we want to get higher doses of the 90 cheaper. We have lots of budget options for that. But even if someone is 250 pounds here, I think this is a fantastic start because you've got everything you need here to kickstart the metabolism. Enzymes are what do most of the digestion work. Enzymes are proteins that do work, basically. And the Ultimate Enzymes has more than just enzymes. It does also have ox bile. Bile is what's released from our gallbladder into the intestine to break down fats. So this is a really key component here. And it's also got betaine hydrochloride, and the chloride part of that is what makes the hydrochloric acid in our stomach. So this helps to acidify the stomach. So we're breaking down the proteins and the carbs in the stomach first, and then we've got the bile for the fats when it gets to the next level of digestion in the intestine. Really love this product. I get great results with this pretty much across the board. And Flora FX just has pretty solid doses of the main probiotics that we're trying to get into someone. And then, of course, you're getting tons of metabolic nutrients in the Tangy Tangerine powder. Not going to go through the whole label here. There's so much stuff in it. And we can talk about how all of the vitamins are involved in the metabolism. And the minerals too, but as I said, I think of Tangy Tangerine mainly as a vitamin product. And the Tangy Tangerine actually does have a daily dose of probiotics in it. And a lot of people on the second month, they'll just be dropping these extra digestion products and falling back on the basic 90 essential nutrients. Either with these three products, the Tangy Tangerine, the OsteoFX, and the EFAs, the essential fatty acids, or the omegas, different words, same thing. They'll be sticking with those three. Or maybe down to a more affordable baseline. I created this baseline pack because this combination has more minerals overall. Similar vitamin content, but more minerals. And you see I've made a lot of packs with this basis. So month 2 after the digestion protocol, a lot of people will be using the 90 essential nutrients, again, whether it looks like this, or using the powder products. And they might be using a pack that supports something specific, like a blood sugar problem, we add sweeties. Bone and joint problem, we could add glucogel. Thyroid problem, we add this product called Ocean's Gold. Don't mean to make it complicated here, just saying that after using the digestion protocol, those are the main options that people will be using. They'll either be using the powders or the liquids, and in most cases adding an extra product to support whatever part of the body they need to support extra. So now I want to go through the main things on the digestion protocol. Top of the list here for Dr. Wallach and myself is getting rid of the bad grains. And Dr. Wallach has actually firmly placed buckwheat on the bad grain list now too. So that's no wheat, barley, rye, oats, buckwheat, or quinoa. I put quinoa on the list. Dr. Wallach doesn't make such a big deal out of it, but I know that when people are just going gluten-free and they switch to quinoa, crackers or pasta, or they're making whole plates of quinoa like it's rice, they could still show all the same symptoms of gluten intolerance. So I keep quinoa on the list. You can probably tolerate some of it in small doses once your digestion is fixed. But for now, no wheat, barley, rye, oats, or quinoa. Number 2, from Dr. Wallach and myself, you want to salt everything to taste, just so you can taste the salt. When something is too salty, it tastes too salty. But it tastes good up until that point. You want to use enough salt so that your body can use that chloride to make hydrochloric acid in your stomach and digest the food properly. And in general, the more food is cooked, the more salt it needs. Similar to number 3 here on the list, using digestive enzymes, bile, and chloride. You don't have to do this forever, although I do think it's very smart long term because most of us, including myself, we eat mostly cooked food. When we cook food, we destroy most or all of the enzymes. We can make a certain amount of enzymes in our body, but it does help if there's enzymes in the food. So this is a big reason for taking that Ultimate Enzymes product here. And enzymes are part of all of my digestion packs that I've made as well. This is key. 5 to 15 minutes before meals, by the way. So if you've got this Digestion Pack 2.0, you have 120 enzymes. That means you can take 4 per day for the month. You can split those up for your meals. If you're eating 3 meals, you could take 2 enzymes with the first meal and 1 with the second meal, 1 with the third meal. Split it up however you want, but you want to take it 5 to 15 minutes before the meal. While we're here, I might as well tell you, Flora FX, the probiotics, I usually tell people just to take them before bed, take 2 of them before bed, that'll last the month. Probiotics kind of break the rules of supplements, where generally you want to take supplements with food. It is actually smarter theoretically to take probiotics away from food, because when you're eating or when you're thinking about eating, your body is producing more stomach acid, and that can kill probiotics. So they're actually more likely to make it through the stomach acid and survive all the way to the colon if you take them between meals or before bed. Tangy tangerine is optimally sipped throughout the day. As I mentioned, you'll hear Dr. Wallach saying that his dose is 1 product per 100 pounds of body weight per day for every product. So if you're 200 pounds, that would mean 2 canisters of tangy tangerine a month, or 2 servings per day. And I said earlier in the video that if this is your first month, I really don't care about that dosage. 1 serving a day of each product will make this package last a month, and I'm very happy with that, even if the person is overweight, because as I said, this is giving everything we need to kickstart the metabolism, maybe not in optimal doses for your body weight, but we can always correct that on the second month and go on to a more budget combination. So tangy tangerine is best diluted and sipped throughout the whole day, if possible, to give your body more time to absorb those vitamins. OsteoFX doesn't need to be sipped, but a lot of us, including myself, we get lazy over the years, take these same products every day. I mix them together and just sip it throughout the day. You want to use a shaker cup or blender or water bottle that you can shake real hard with the OsteoFX. It does not dissolve perfectly just in water with a spoon. I use a shaker ball in a jar for these 2. Your essential fatty acids, you get 90 capsules, so that's 3 per day. Again, per 100 pounds is Dr. Wallach's optimal dose, but a lot of people will just be starting with 3 per day. It's best taken with meals. You can split them up too through the day, and that's how you take these products. Back to the list here, no carbonation with meals. Dr. Wallach has always been strong on this. Carbonation interferes with stomach acid. If you must consume carbonation, you want to keep it at least 1 to 2 hours away from food and supplements. Keep it away from food. We recommend no carbonation altogether, just because it's easier, even though there are healthy carbonated drinks. Either way, you definitely just want to keep them away from meals. Number 5, lots of probiotics. In Dr. Wallach's Digestion Pack, you're getting probiotics in the tangy tangerine, and you're getting more in the Flora FX. I also recommend to anybody, try every probiotic food that there is out there, from yogurt to sauerkraut to real pickles, kefir, anything you can find with probiotics in it. Make sure it doesn't have very much or any sugar in it. And try it out, see what you like so that you can consume those foods all the time. So we should be getting lots of probiotics in general anyways from foods. But during this digestion protocol, we're increasing it with supplements too. And there is one food that I'm sometimes criticized for not including in my list on the digestion protocol. That's apple cider vinegar. Real, raw apple cider vinegar with the mother. Because that actually has enzymes in it and probiotics. And it helps to acidify the stomach a little bit. Not as much as betaine hydrochloride or salt, but it helps to acidify the stomach. If it's real and raw, it has probiotics in it. And has enzymes. And this is why a lot of people use apple cider vinegar before meals, with meals, after meals to help them digest the food. And you could have as much as you want, but usually a tablespoon or two is the typical dose that people are taking for digestion aid and for many other health benefits. Okay, number 6, this is the one that does not come from Dr. Wallach. Dr. Wallach, I don't know how much experience he has with Diatomaceous earth, but I happen to have a lot, been using it for many years, sold many hundreds of pounds of it, and have piles of testimonials. Diatomaceous earth does not help everyone, but it helps most people. The odd person, it does nothing at all. Maybe 1 in 30 people get constipated from it, and you can just stop taking it if that happens. But the other 29 people, in my experience, they tend to get great results. Diatomaceous earth is so cheap. It's available all over at your local health store or Amazon. You can pick up many pounds of this very cheap. And I do recommend, for at least this month, pick up a 5-pound bag or bigger, because that'll last you the whole month or more. Use it 2 to 3 times per day. 2 to 3 heaping tablespoons per serving. You want to use big doses of the Diatomaceous earth. It doesn't really work at small doses. You mix it into water, as much water as you want. More water just makes it less chalky. Tastes kind of like sand. I like to do it in just a bit of water and shoot it down. Add a pinch of salt to make it more palatable. And don't use any metal, cup or stir stick. You want to use anything but metal. Don't let metal touch the Diatomaceous earth. And by the way, the Diatomaceous earth is there to clear out the system and to kill pathogens. Diatomaceous earth has an electric charge that attracts pathogens and waste to it. And that's why big doses are used. So you get a big clump of it going through the system, and it can attract lots of stuff to it, clear lots of stuff out. And that's why you want to buy pounds of this stuff, food grade. Okay, and the last thing here on this list, bone or vegetable broth or aloe. Dr. Wallach has talked about various mucousy foods over the years. And so vegetable broth and aloe and even bone broth, they kind of coat the stomach and soothe the stomach and the intestines. Probably everyone remembers their grandma giving them a soup or a broth when they're sick. And this is a great thing to do all the time anyways. We save our kitchen scraps, bones and onion peels and garlic peels and so on. And we make big batches of broth, cook with it, we freeze it for later. And you can do this too. You can buy bags of soup bones too. You can buy pre-made broth too, although it is better to make it yourself. We do have a video about it, by the way. The link is in the description. That's on our Notice Foods YouTube channel. And we have broth recipes for all the meats and vegetables in our cookbook, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. You can find that on Amazon and on my website, notusbooks.org. And so that's why it's on here, to soothe the stomach, soothe the intestines, and bone broth will actually have the connective tissue constituent components to rebuild the intestines and the stomach lining. All that stuff is made of connective tissue. So when you're consuming bone broth, because there's joints and stuff in that bone broth too, you're actually giving your body the raw material to repair the guts. So this can soothe and repair the guts. That's why it's on the list here. And you can have as much broth as you want. And aloe does something similar, by the way. So do several other vegetable juices that I'm not going to get into right now. So I know I've been going quick here, but just know that there are a lot of other possible things that you could do for digestion, such as fasting and juicing. And there's foods that are easier to digest than others, but these basics really will completely reset the digestion for most people. Some people might be a little bit trickier, but especially this first one, getting rid of wheat, barley, rye, oats, buckwheat, quinoa, and any other exotic grain that might have gluten in it. And as far as I can tell, the only 2 grains that are not really problematic are rice and millet. And even white rice is the least problematic. Any other grain you want to be really careful with, you want to look it up, make sure it doesn't have gluten in it. And also avoid oats, quinoa, and buckwheat, even though they don't technically have gluten in it. They have similar compounds, does the same thing. And this isn't going into our whole bad food list, but putting your attention on these things and on taking the 90 essential nutrients, which you're doing here, and extra digestive support, this really is an incredibly powerful start for anyone. We already get fantastic results with the 90 essential nutrients by itself, and I get fantastic results with the basic digestion protocol, even with no products or just digestion products. So doing Dr. Wallach's digestion pack here really combines all of that, and even though we already get good results using either half of this coin, putting the 90 essential nutrients with the digestion protocol here is an incredible start to this program for anyone. And hopefully you carry through these habits forever, but you don't always need to do Diatomaceous earth, and you don't always need to overload the probiotics, but everything else should be a habit forever. And the only one that tends to give people trouble is getting rid of this gluten and these other grains. People find it hard, but if you're serious about this part, your health should improve no matter what the health problem is and no matter who the person is. Remember, we do have a cookbook. You can cook or bake anything you can think of without the gluten grains. You can learn where you normally find sneaky sources of gluten like gravies and soy sauce. And you can cut this out, but I know this is a little bit difficult, and this is one of the reasons why I like doing this digestion protocol first, because we do have other bad foods on the list. There's lots of other things that you could do to optimize your health, but focusing this much on getting rid of these key foods and doing these key things for digestion health, that sets you up to do all the rest of the stuff properly. Any other supplements, any other diet changes, none of that's going to work properly if your digestion isn't working properly. And ever so briefly, maybe I should mention that one of the best ways to lower your overall calorie count and get by without these grains is to lean on cruciferous vegetables. This is something that not enough people talk about these days, and in fact, many people are out there saying that vegetables are bad for you. Well, we never agreed with this. Dr. Wallach never agreed with this. And to me, having cruciferous vegetables as the base of a meal is one of the easiest way to have a low-calorie meal that is actually satisfying and actually sustainable. We recommend cooking the cruciferous vegetables, putting butter on it, which actually helps release a lot of the vitamins. You put butter on it, put some salt on it, put your favorite spices on it. Again, we've got a spice guide in our vegetable section of the cookbook. And that way, you're not reliant on grains for the base of your meal. If you use a double boiler to cook your vegetables, then the steam actually cooks the vegetables, and now you have a broth in the pot on the bottom. Double boiler, 2 pots. The bottom pot now is filled with broth. Awesome. Now you got free vegetable broth from cooking your dinner. You can have the broth with the dinner, after the dinner. It's basically a supplement. But if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want huge plates full of rice. It's okay to have rice as a side dish, but if you're basing meals on cruciferous vegetables, maybe some meat or some eggs or something on the side, not a huge plate full of meat. To me, this is the smartest weight loss meal program, basically. And like I said, it's actually enjoyable enough to be sustainable. You don't have to eat bird food and salads. And now I want to mention these prices here. You don't have to pay the retail price. The retail price is basically just there to get you an account, a preferred customer account or a distributor account. So really you're paying wholesale, which is what we all pay. Even on my website here, wallachswarriors.ca, it's a couple bucks cheaper, but I have a shipping fee, so it's basically the same. If you're on longevity.com, you want to check out as a preferred customer, so you get that wholesale price. And that is the gist of the protocol here, how to use these products, what to focus your attention on this month. Of course, keep in touch with us, whoever sent you this video, or if you're dealing with me, on email preferably, let me know how you're doing, especially 2 to 3 weeks into the program, so we can see what has happened and decide what to do on your second month. And now that we're here and we're talking about numbers, I have to mention something that we haven't mentioned enough in several years. We mostly focus just on customers and helping people get healthy. But we're here to help you as much as we can, and to me that means helping you out on the price as well. So I have to tell you that if you're already a customer, you can just upgrade to a distributor. You can become a distributor. It only costs 30 bucks. There's nothing else to it, and then you have a distributor account. When I first started, I had a hard time paying for these products. I was actually homeless at the time, and so once I understood that I could become a distributor and tell my friends and family about it, and if they bought it, then I actually got a commission. My original goal was always just to be able to pay for my own products here, because this is a lot of money to me. And actually, it wasn't that hard to pay for my own products. So now my goal is to help all the other distributors. I have my distributors mapped out here, the active ones at least. And I'm telling you this because many of these people are just customers that upgraded to a distributor account. They just got themselves a place in the tree here, or the pyramid as some people call it. They call this a pyramid scheme. But this pyramid pays me a lot more than my products cost, and many of these people also make significantly more than their products cost because I share all of our customers that come in online with all of these distributors, and there's not that many here. We have many, many more customers, so all of those customers get shared somewhere in here. And as people reorder, this becomes a residual income. My goal is to help every distributor get a check that's bigger than their bill for their supplements. And I can't make any income claims here. I'm just telling you, this is what I do specifically. Even if you don't tell anyone about this, you don't actively go out and try and distribute and try and sell people and try and talk to your friends and family, you don't have to do anything. You'll get a place here on my diagram, and I will share customers as much as I can. And to me, even a small check like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, that makes a huge difference. That's a big chunk of the cost of the product that I want. And so just by ordering our own product, we qualify to earn money in this system. I know this can be overwhelming if you're just starting here, but I'm just saying, if you're looking at the price saying, hey, how could I do something like this every month? Or even for these budget packs, this was still a lot of money to me. If you're thinking to yourself, how can I do this every month? Well, I'm telling you, if you upgrade to a distributor, if you're planning on doing this for longer than a month, which is how long it takes to really get health results, for 30 bucks you get yourself on my diagram here, and we share the Instagram customers. And I do have other videos about this, by the way. I'll put this in the description because I explain it there as well. I have some other videos explaining the compensation plan and all this stuff. I'm just telling you, we're in this together. We're not some faceless corporation. I don't have an enormous amount of distributors, but I try to help every single one of them and build this diagram so it pays the most people the most money. And if I can help you get anything back, I'm very happy about that. I don't know how many other products pay you back or have any scheme like this available. Like you recommend your friend to go to Walmart and Walmart sends you a check for a percentage of what they bought. You don't really find this elsewhere. I love this system, and I'm very happy that we have so many extra customers and that it makes sense for me to share with everyone. And by the way, if you're here on YGYOntario.com trying to buy this healthy body digestion pack, you can just pop distributor in the search tab and go to the distributor virtual welcome pack. Add that into the cart for 30 bucks and you're a distributor. Watch my other videos on the subject, get in contact with me, and this is how we can really help you get the most out of this thing. Imagine getting healthy and getting money back. Welcome to my life. And if this doesn't interest you or it's too complicated or something, you can always just be a customer, no problem. Nothing changes, but you should know. You can see here how many more customers we have than distributors. Over 3,600 customers, and the rest of these are all distributors combined. So there's like 10 times more customers than distributors. Any customer can upgrade to a distributor. You can enroll your own people and do it like I did it. You can do social media or whatever, or you can just get cut in on the customers that I place in, and some of them watch a video like this and they upgrade to distributor too. And this auto ship line, by the way, this is also how we get free shipping. I use auto ship. Always use auto ship because I don't want to pay for shipping. This is how to get the lowest possible price on the products. You're already paying wholesale. I pay the same amount that you do, but I don't want to pay shipping, so I use auto ship. You're not locked into anything. You can change or cancel at any time. I will put the auto ship video in the description as well, and you can talk to us about this. Once you're a customer or distributor, you can call the company. They can set you up. Many options. And if you're already a customer, by the way, you can upgrade to distributor anytime. I would call the company for that. We're still growing on Instagram. Business has been growing really fast, especially this year, 2023. Every month this month, we've beaten our sales records. And I would love more people to get more checks. Whatever you decide to do, this is a great pack to start. Follow the other instructions in this video. Get rid of those grains. Salt everything to taste. Make sure to take those enzymes before the meals. Don't drink any carbonation with meals. Eat as many probiotics as you can. Diatomaceous earth is optimal, but if you're trying to lose weight and you got immune problems too at the same time, either one of those or both, diatomaceous earth is such a cheap way to really help those systems out. And the broth or the aloe, that's always a good idea. Great to have that in your life. I should add one more thing in here, by the way, that maybe I should have added to the original digestion protocol. A lot of people have a really hard time with dairy. We don't outlaw dairy because dairy is not the same all over the world. The American dairy is much worse than European dairy, for example. Raw dairy is very different from pasteurized dairy. Not everyone has a problem with dairy. I'm just saying you should be aware. It's probably a good idea to get rid of the dairy if you're trying to do the digestion protocol. Just a lot of people really had to get rid of it to really fix their metabolic problem, get rid of their acne, get rid of their congestion, sinus infections, whatever it is. A lot of people don't tolerate dairy very well. So other than that, that's the gist of this video, guys. Let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comments section, or you can email me directly, or you can talk to us on Instagram, wherever we talked with you the first time. I appreciate you guys as always. If you want much more information on digestion, I do have an extensive digestion chapter in my book, Everything You Should Know About Healthy Blood Sugar. You can find that on Amazon or on my website, noticebooks.org. And the free version, the video version where I read it to you and you can read along with me, is here on YouTube on this channel. So check it out. Thanks, guys. Until next time.